Yeah, Tony, just checking out some of this soccer action just underway in the Champions League today. Let me straighten myself up here. Yep.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot to ask you this because someone had asked me. I was talking to someone in the industry. They go,
Yeah,
"Is are you going to ask Ramon Scott? Is he related to Ray Scott? Because he said he looks like him and he sounds like him."
yeah, well, of course. I mean, I wish the legendary Packers broadcaster. But even though my family hails from Wisconsin and they're, Packers fans, no, can't say that I know that I am. But
Yeah, because
I'll
they said he
let you
said he
read.
goes his broadcasting style sounds just like Ray Scott, the way he talks, the way he
Oh
pronounces
yeah,
things.
no, I mean,
He
that's
must
on
have
purpose.
patterned. I figure they said he must have patterned his speech and everything under Ray Scott.
Yeah, it's on purpose, no doubt about it.
There you go. So if you want to
But
go
here
back
I
and
am with you.
yeah, so if you want to look at Ray Scott, just go back and search him some of those old Green Bay Packer games. He also covered stuff on networks all the way into the '80s. He did. But tonight we're going to back when these two teams here. Well, when DePaul was pretty good back in the day. Back in the day, I want to say Butler. Butler had a little bit more success 10 years ago. But anyway, DePaul here hosting Butler on Fox One. DePaul laying 2.5, total 138.
Yeah, Mark Aguirre and Terry Cummings, Ray Meyer, they're not walking through that door tonight against Butler. Paul was a man. They had some great teams, but now they're stuck in the Big East, and they'll be last again in conference this year. Meanwhile, Butler, they're going to miss the tournament again unless they can pull off a miracle at the Big East championships. It'll be 5 straight years no tourney for Butler. That's not what we're used. Well, we are used to it now, but Butler coming in just 13 and 15 overall. DePaul 9 and 18 overall. They're mired in last in the Big East. Butler not playing too well either. Picked this game hopefully because we got some angles on it. And well, it's on Fox Sports One. You see it there, but they're not too proud, I guess, of this one. Butler, they just lost to Georgetown. Speaking of other teams that we used to regale with, they lost to Georgetown 68-62, and they got worked on the boards in that one. They only had 6 free throws, I think, to Georgetown's 22 free throws. Georgetown had lost 22 straight road games, came in and beat Butler, shocked them really, Tony. So Butler, things aren't going too well. They're just averaging 60 points on the road this season, and they're allowing 69.5 points on the road. Now, DePaul, they're not very good either, but they are averaging 77 points at home and allowing 70. A little bit of contrast in styles here. The total may be, in play here at 138. Depends which direction you want to go, maybe with these two clubs. It's just a second game in 8 days, though, for DePaul. It's one angle that at least they have some pretty strong numbers in with this coach, and the 15 and 5 against the spread when playing just 2 games in such of a 1 week span, if you will, 8 days at least. 15 and 5 ATS. Also, DePaul 6 and 2 this season, straight up as a favorite. That should be of note. They are favored in this game over Butler. In fact, it's kind of ticked up a little bit. So Butler is just 2-8 straight up on the road, 1 and 5 in their last 6 against the spread on the road, 3 and 12 against the spread as a dog. So even though these teams are definitely plummeting, DePaul's lost 8 straight games, and just mentioned the Butler woes. Even though they did win the first meeting, 78-70, it was a push at Butler. They were favored by 8 in that one back on January 4th. Butler's gone just 3 and 9 straight up since, but DePaul just 2 and 9 straight up since then. But Butler, they've won the last 6 meetings in the series, but I like some of these numbers that indicate DePaul can win a home game against, well, face it, poor teams. Butler does not qualify right now as a decent team, I don't think. So DePaul 10-2-1 against the spread at home over the last couple of years versus teams that are sub 500 on the road. So I think even DePaul can get this one done. Butler, they have a little bit of 3 point defense, but 2 shooters on DePaul, Umoja Gibson, the team's leading scorer, and Javon Johnson, both pretty decent shooting the three. I expect Butler to rely on Jaden Taylor. He's only averaging 13 a game. I expect he could get double that tonight, I would think. Check for the status of Butler center Manny Bates, the team's top rebounder. Mentioned that they got worked on the boards by Georgetown. Well, Manny Bates is questionable tonight. He missed the last game against Georgetown. He's a key player, probably for their success. We'll see. Check Manny Bates' status. Doesn't affect this play, but maybe a little bit more confidence for DePaul. They do have Lukosius is a good 3-point shooter, but I've got DePaul winning this one, Tony, based on just some of those historical trends. The fact that they've moved to a favorite. Substantial favorite here. There was the send out did have Butler a 1-point favorite. Butler actually has won their 2 games as a road favorite, but not at this time. Not with DePaul showing favoritism. I'm going to trust the odds makers and the sharps that are pushing this one towards DePaul. Take the Blue Demons and put those old jerseys on for DePaul, and that'd probably help them a little bit. Those
Yep.
blue and red stripes down the side.
All right, Ramon here with DePaul. Lay the 2.5 here against Butler. Butler's just been not good to me this year. I had them in a lot of underdog spots, not getting the job done. Big dogs in a lot of games, and it's just been ugly with this Butler team.
And just 5-11-1 against the spread in Big East competition. You figured DePaul came to the Big East. I don't know, it seems like 20 years ago now, and that hasn't been a great move. And for Butler, well, maybe they are starting to regret it a little bit as well, kind of going up against some of the teams. Here's the thing. DePaul beat Xavier. That was like the highlight of their season. They beat them last month. But then last game, Xavier came back to knock them off by 82-68. That was the last game for DePaul. Butler actually beat Xavier. They beat Georgetown. They lost to Villanova, and then they lost that game to Georgetown. And to me, that's the low water point. That's why we're on DePaul here. If Butler was coming in at home, I might look for them to bounce back off of a game like that one against Georgetown. And again, Georgetown 22 straight road losses, and Butler loses to them at home. That's a low water mark. So now you got to go on the road. I don't know if they get pumped up for this one. Their season's pretty much lost, and a spot for DePaul. Their last 3 games are tough. This is the one they have to win. If they want to have one more victory this season, because DePaul's last 3 games, they're going to be substantial underdogs to Marquette, Connecticut, and Creighton.
Yeah, and there's no doubt in DePaul. This is one ugly game. Funny, I was looking at this when I see all these unders on the Butler side. I know. No, it's just I'm looking at all these losses here by DePaul, especially some home losses. They're getting pounded by 20 to Marquette, 14 to Connecticut, 9 to St. John's. I don't know. I don't think the way they're playing, I don't even think they care about winning another game. It's horrible.
Well, I don't mind this coach, and like I said, this is a spot where one thing that did stand out, the fact that they've covered 15 of 20 on the second game in 8 days type of thing, and Butler with that low right now, that low watermark to me, and just 3-12 against the spread as a dog. I picked an ugly one here, Tony, but I think I've got the right side.
All right, mostly like the right side. I thought we were going to see it under in this bad boy, but it's all right.
I would think for Butler, Butler will need an over, I think, to pull off this upset, if you will. Like I said, Taylor, Tony, 13-point a game scorer. I've got him for at least 25 tonight. If he gets more than that, I think Butler could be the dangerous team, but he's going to be shooting a lot.
All right, Ramon here on Butler. Lay the 2.5. DePaul lay the 2.5 here against Butler. This one to have a start time, 8:30 Eastern time, Fox 1. All right, Ramon, let's take over at Tony'sPicks.com for today's action. We see the great results here last 30 days. 2,233 units of profit, showing great results the last 7 days. 636 units of profit. All document over at Tony'sPicks.com, where the plays are graded by a third source. Says we pay for our line service, we pay for the odds, we pay for the grading. Everything is calculated there. by programmers to program them to grade it immediately after the games are over. You can always test the system by just going back and seeing the results and seeing when the games go final, and less than a minute the results up there in every game up there. So it's been a very efficient way. All right, Ramon, NBA off again tonight, back tomorrow, but we got college hoops and NHL on the board. What do you have going on over at Tony's Picks?
Tony, I have a 3-pack tonight in college basketball. It's my featured package going off at 7 Eastern and 4 Pacific time. Get my free pick, my 3-pack, free pack. Get my 3-pack of college basketball games at tonyspicks.com for $30 over there. You see, that's my featured package. And the NHL 3-game slate. I got one play. It's my Tony's Picks discount best bet, the $15 treatment on this game. It's on one of the 2 late games tonight out west. Both of the late games start, I believe, at 6:30 Eastern, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific time. So my NHL best bet, probably all I'll have on the ice tonight. Mindy and I had one game that we agreed on the morning's team in the NHL as well. So we're in action on a couple of those NHL games over there at tonyspicks.com. Might come up with a little something more in college basketball. I like the card, but these plays I like the best, and I didn't know if I want to water it down too much, but probably not going to be able to help myself. Some of these games I've got to have a little bit more on with the account, because it looks like a pretty good night in college basketball, and we're seeing it pretty well. You see the numbers with my college basketball has really been carrying me this year since the first of the year. So that's what we got going tonight. Tony over at Tony's Picks. We got some plays with our morning steam team as well in college basketball. We agreed on a few games, including a couple recommendations from the chat today. So yeah, they were really hitting us up pretty good in there with some games on this, pretty big card that features mostly the main board tonight with some of the major conferences. So that's what we're looking at tonight at tonyspicks.com. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20% off all premium pick packages. Tony mentions that, those long-term packages. Tony, and you talk about, I know the NCAA tournament, those 2 days with those big game, but man, conference tournaments. So when it's really bombarding you, really love those days as well with the daytime action.
No doubt about that, guys. Get on board here with Ramon Scott over at Tony'sPicks.com. Post the record up for you again. You can see his results documented. 2,233 units of profit last 3 days. That is all documented. These plays can be verified over at Ramon's handicapper page on our site. If you go down to pick history, you can see every play that Ramon has documented on our site. So check it out there. Of course, on the board tonight here for Ramon over at Tony'sPicks.com. As he talked about, he has a college basketball 3-pack premium pass up there, as well as an NHL best bet on the board. These are 1-day passes, so they are profit guarantee. All 1-day passes, individual picks are profit guarantee, meaning they must generate profit, or the amount you purchase is credit back to your account for site credits. That is profit guaranteed. The longer term passes are not guaranteed because they're sold already at a lower price, and we'll talk about this coverage here on this monthly all sports passes. We found this to be a great value right now. Get on board with Ramon's monthly all pass. You get all Ramon's premium plays here for 30 days. You'll get all his NBA, his NHL coverage, and college basketball has a ton of coverage in this 30-day window here, because you'll get the remainder of the regular season from college hoops. You get all conference tournament action from all the conferences, as well as NCAA tournament coverage with the first 4 play-in rounds, that Wednesday first 4 round. You also have that round of 64 with that Thursday, Friday, 16 game cards those days. The round of 32 on the Saturday, Sunday, 8 games each, and it includes the entire Sweet 16 round game. So it will whittle down the NCAA tournament all the way down to 8 teams with that monthly all sports pass. So it's lots of coverage here on that 1-month pass. And of course, you can save yourself 20% off when you use the promo code TonyT at checkout. And of course, that also includes all the minor tournaments, because Ramon will be in action in the NIT. Lots of coverage. NIT, the CBI, and it's now, instead of the CIT, it's now the CBI, the Basketball Classic, TBC. So those 3 postseason tournaments are also covered in that 1-month pass, as well as the peripheral sports, because Ramon is in action consistently with UFC. He does a UFC podcast so he's in there with UFC as well. And of course, any peripheral sports that he may be in, soccer is a possibility, as well as with tennis, but keep an eye there. But he's been more in action here with every UFC card, so that peripheral sport will be included there. Also want to make note of the late Steam feature with the long-term passes. Now, of course, the cappers have their plays, and like most multi-capper sports sites, right? They have them in about 11 a.m. Eastern time, but we kind of take it to the next level here with the late Steam. And what late Steam is, the cappers on our site can post plays late, and if they post the plays between 10 minutes and 2 hours before game time, we program the system to email that play directly into the inbox of the subscribing members. So you'll get all of Ramon's late Steam plays as well with that monthly All Sports Pass. Only the late Steam are emailed to you. You have to retrieve the rest of the plays in the member area. But again, a great feature is the late Steam plays. So if the cappers see a play they like late, they can now share that with their customers. So a great feature there with the late Steam. You could also buy those plays individually on the pick ticker. They'll be flagged with the green late Steam. Also on our leaderboards, you can also toggle and see the capper's performance on those late Steam as it's up there on the side. All right, Ramon, we also put together for you Twitter account over at Tony's Picks Ramon. We can catch the morning Steam Saturday through Thursday here at 9 a.m. Eastern time, and you also feature some plays as well on the site as well on some of our areas of our site.
Yeah, to mention the late Steam numbers of hitting 57% on those late Steam plays over the last 30 days. No one plays more late Steam than I do, of course. But I tell you this, Mindy, so far this month, over the last 30 days, she's hitting 80% on her late Steam plays. 8-2. 8-2, but still, I can do the math. 80%. So if you get a late Steam play from Mindy, you might want to pick that one up. And I got a play for you on social media tonight. It's coming to you on the extra board between Jacksonville State and Central Arkansas. Bottom of the board, if you will, with those two teams. Pick up my social media play over there. At Tony's Picks Ramon. Also, embedded videos, you see it there, our sponsor video, where I have a play today in the game between Tulane and Houston. It's a big number. What's going to happen? Pick up that winner, Tulane and Houston, right there with the sponsor video. And also, my other embedded video is the leaderboard video, where I talk about who's hot over at Tony'sPicks.com over the last day, week, and month. And my video there is on the game between Morehead State and Illinois State. So pick up that, and also listen to me talk about our top cappers on the handicapper leaderboard. You see it right there. You see all the leaders there. And over the last 30 days, take a look. Mindy and I cranking the profit of nearly 4 dimes over the last 30 days. If you combine us together with the 2-for-1 capper promotion, you get us for 3 days, 7 days, 30 days, whatever, but that number will pay for itself when you're talking about being up 4 dimes over the last 30 days. Mindy and I, and those are just based on $100 plays. Your mileage may vary. You'd probably be putting a little bit more down on those games with the records that we're putting up. You can have pretty good confidence in making some stiff bets on those games. I mean, that's what we're here to do. And when you're, with all due respect, if you're paying a tout, you're not going to pay Tony $3, $4, $5, $10 and then go wager just $20 or $30. You're putting down some serious money, making your bookmaker raise his eyebrow a little bit when you're coming in with those plays. So that's what we specialize in. Those are the premium picks. Absolutely our best picks at Tony'sPicks.com, the one you can take to the bank.
Yep, there you go. You can see the big discount here when you do the 2-for-1. I just put in the 2-for-1 cap promotion with Ramon and Mindy for the 1-month pass, and you can see the discount there when you do it. So this is the way to roll. Just click the 2-for-1 capper link on our premium pick page, which is 2-for-1 cappers. And there you go. Buy one, get the second one half price. And there you go. And you can go ahead and write on our shopping cart and make that purchase there right on the 2-for-1 cap promotion. So it's easy there for you guys. A really good value. We talked about the NCAA tournament coverage with that 1-month pass. So that's a really great way to go there. Of course, as Ramon was talking about, check the site as well. As we have these embedded videos for you here on our homepage, right by the pick ticker on the homepage is Ramon's free pick of the day for our sponsor. video, as well as our leaderboard video. When you click the premium picks again, you'll find the leaderboard video here with a free pick, as well as the leaderboard update and what's going on over at Tony'sPicks.com. So check that out there with our daily update video there for you on the site. A lot more going on as well. Of course, you can find Ramon over on our Discord, as there's more and more content up there daily. A lot of folks chiming in with their picks, chiming in with the conversation as well. So check out the Discord. Really good feature that we've added to Tony'sPicks.com. Click the link there in the chat box, and you'll be able to find get into the Discord. Very easy to find. All right, Ramon, as always, great having you on the site, on the show. Continue that success, and we'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Thanks a lot, Tony. We'll see you then. We'll get back to the NBA.
NBA.
Stretch drive.
That's right. Stretch drive for the NBA here. I'll talk to Ramon then.